Hey there, M here, and welcome to my Pokemon FireRed Nuzlocke challenge. Why FireRed and not Leaf Green? Simple. Most of the exclusives are better. Growlithe is miles ahead of Vulpix. Fight me! Anyhow, you might be wondering, what's this video for? Well, I thought that it might be best to keep the rules in a separate video so as to not bog down the first episode. Speaking of, what are these rules? Allow me to explain. Rule number 1. I can only catch the first Pokemon I see in each new area. Only the first. I can't capture the next Pokemon that pops up or say that it didn't count because that Pokemon sucks. However, there are 3 clauses I'm going to add on to this. First off, I have a dupes clause. It allows me to ignore a Pokemon I've caught in the hopes of finding a different Pokemon. However, I can only do this 5 times per area. If the 5th Pokemon I find is a dupe, then that's it. I can't catch anything in that area. In addition, I'm combining this with an evolution clause, so I can't catch multiple Pokemon within the same evolutionary line. For example, if I catch a Poliwag, I cannot catch it or its evolved forms in the wild again. If I want a Poliwhirl or a Poliwrath, I gotta evolve that Poliwag or watch it die trying. Second is the Safari clause. There's a Safari zone in this game and it has 4 zones. With this clause, I can count each zone as its own separate area. This is due to how the Safari Zone works. Every time you run into a Pokemon, it has a chance of running away from you. Basically, it's all up to luck, so I think this clause is fair. Some people run a variation where they chuck balls at everything until something is caught, and that's their Safari Zone encounter, while others stick to the first encounter only rule, and so on. You do whatever works for you. Lastly, there's the Shiny clause. Basically, this allows me to capture a shiny Pokemon regardless of whether or not I've already caught a Pokemon in that area. However, if it wasn't my first encounter, I can't use it. It just gets to sit pretty in the box. Better than sitting dead in the box. Oh right, about that. On to the second rule of the Nuzlocke, and it's the one people probably know the most about. If a Pokemon faints, it is considered dead and cannot be used anymore. You must release or permabox it immediately. There are no do-overs, no resets, no revives. Nothing will bring that Pokemon of yours back, even if it's one you loved dearly. I will be permaboxing the dead simply as a way to remind myself of what's happened. The third rule is that all of your Pokemon must be nicknamed. I don't really have a theme for this run, so I'll go with whatever I think fits the most. Or something random if I can't think of anything. The next set of rules are ones I've added to make the game more challenging. I can only use 3 healing items per Pokemon per battle. Now, I've tested this Nuzlocke previously with a 3 healing items per battle restriction, and let's just say that didn't end too well. I still wanted to put some restriction on healing items, and a 3 per Pokemon per battle rule is challenging, while not forcing me way out of my comfort zone. That and some of the other clauses I'm running with justify the use of healing items. I will also be playing on Scent mode. This means I don't get an option to switch out after knocking out a trainer's Pokemon. If I have to switch, then whoever's coming in is likely going to take a hit. My Pokemon's levels cannot exceed the level of the next gym leader's ace. For example, if I'm about to fight Misty, my Pokemon cannot be over level 21, because her strongest Pokemon, Starmie, is at that level. Any Pokemon who exceeds the limit before I fight the current gym leader must be boxed until I defeat them. Lastly, there's the Friends Until the End clause, or FOOT clause for short. This keeps me from swapping out party members for those in the box unless absolutely necessary. For example, no one on my team can learn Surf and I needed to progress, or someone goes over the level limit. This means that, barring something similar to the above examples, the only way I can swap Pokemon out is if someone dies. Now for the end goal. When does this Nuzlocke end? Well, it can end in one of 3 ways. Number 1, I defeat the Elite Four and the Champion. However, if I can get the National Dex, I must also complete the Sevi Islands post-game, defeat the Elite Four again, and defeat Mewtwo. I want to Nuzlocke the post-game, but if there's no way for me to do that without breaking the rules, aside from the FOOT clause, hence the unless absolutely necessary rule, I will end the Nuzlocke after clearing the Pokemon League for the first time. Number 2, I have no Pokemon left in the box after wiping. If there's no one in the box to replace the dead, then that's it, regardless of whether or not there's an encounter nearby. That being said, if there are Pokemon in the PC after a wipe, there might be a gap in updates while I train them. There is, however, one exception. Number 3. If I wipe at the Pokemon League, then the run is over regardless of whether or not I have Pokemon left in the PC. Story-wise, I imagine my character losing all hope and giving up, or conceding that they're not the best trainer in the world and retiring to do something else. Really, it's because I don't want to train a bunch of Pokemon up to League-worthy levels after losing 6 of them. It's really hard on one's morale. So that does it for the rules. Hopefully by the time you're done watching this video, episode 1 will be up. If not, it'll probably be up soon. So hang tight because I'll see you in a bit.